watch part 1, click on the link above if you'd like to watch that first. The weather forecast wasn't great. We didn't want high winds negotiating the exposed scrambling sections. Day 3, Anatoki Forks. Got across the Anatoki River this morning and then climb up a spur to Adelaide Tarn. So rain's forecast this afternoon, so hoping it's not too much. Otherwise tomorrow we mightn't be able to get across the Anatoki once we drop down under the Dragon's Teeth. So let's see what happens. Here's our crossing point. Doesn't look too bad. Bit of a chute there. A 6:20 start this morning to hopefully get to the hut before the forecast afternoon gales. We now started the 800 vertical metre climb up till Yuletide. If you would like more videos like this, please like and subscribe. I could just make out Yuletide behind those lower peaks. Greg got mobile coverage as we got higher. We managed to keep a reasonable pace on the undulating ridge tops. The lead hills in there. The view up to the 1562 metre Yuletide, 2 kilometres along the ridgeline. We had a bit of scrambling with drop-offs both sides. Thankfully the wind was still only about 20 kph. Looking back down to the small tarns on the saddle at east to spot height 1422 as we started climbing Yuletide. Yuletide there. Visibility dropped and wind speed increased as we topped out and started our descent to the next saddle. The sidle around the needle. We had to drop down over 40 metres from the saddle to get around some bluffs. Must be threading the needle up through there. Just make out the hut through the clouds. Two fellow trampers were already set up in the small 4-bunk hut, so I pitched my new Durston X-Dome. Well, the tent's rocking and rolling, that's for sure. The afternoon was spent sheltering in the tent until the wind died down about 6 p.m. Luckily we reached the hut before the forecast afternoon gales. It was hard enough threading the needle in a wee breeze. Nevertheless, an interesting day's travel.
We beat the worst of the weather with the early start. A shortish day with over 1,000 metres of elevation gain on a marked trail to just below Yuletide Peak, followed by a negotiable route to the Needle Saddle, then an easy descent to Adelaide Tarn.
Plenty of forecasts tonight, both Starlink and in reach. Got a bit of sleeting, just as I was trying to dry the tent. way less water than last night. So leaving Adelaide Tarn, stopped raining overnight, so hoping the river's down so we can cross the Anatoki to get up to Lonely Lake. Just stopped sleeting, so hopefully all goes well. We picked up a couple of extras this morning. Matt and Deborah, both from Whangarei. We had great views north over Adelaide Tarn to the Lead Hills and south to the Dragon's Teeth and Anatoki Peak. No Dragon's Teeth clamber for us. We preferred the Dragon's Gums on the valley floor. Easy nav going down following a side stream. The Dragon's Teeth that have been pulled. Just a jumble of boulders. I suspect earthquakes are responsible for depositing these rocks the size of houses on the valley floor from the ridgeline above. Good track marker. Looks like little rain fell in this catchment from yesterday's rain. It's the lowest level I have seen it. After a quick lunch, we started the 700 vertical metre climb up to Drunken Sailor. It was slow going as we hauled ourselves up the steep, slippery slope. So Yuletide, peak there, down to the saddle. We now sidled north around Drunken Sailor to the saddle. Drunken Sailor. Windy but not up to yesterday's breeze as we were threading the needle. Drunken Sailor up there. Let's hit a paint job. Once again, rather than all being crammed in a 4-bunk hut, I got the Durston out and camped. A good day today. I particularly enjoyed the tune while sidling around Drunken Sailor.
A spectacular day of tramping, albeit with a long slog down the headwaters of the Anatoki River before the incessant climb up to the Drunken Sailors, then a lovely descent to the quaint lonely Lake Hut. Another day with over 1,000 metres climbing.
The temperature dropped overnight and I wasn't surprised to see fresh snow on the tops the following morning. Day 5 looks, weather forecast is not too bad today, maybe a bit of showers, so we're off from Lonely Lake through to Fenella. We're not going to go down the Lockett Range. The weather forecast is pretty grim for Monday, Tuesday, so hopefully have a good day. Back to just the two of us today. Matt and Deborah left at 6 as they needed to be out today to catch a plane tonight. Drunken Sailor, Lonely Lake, and the hut's just in there. We've got a bit of fresh snow up on Kakapo Peak by the looks of it. So we see back to the Lead Hills, out to the coast. There could be Snowdon there. We had a couple of steep pinches as we scrambled over spot height 1610 and 1512. Nothing too onerous after what we'd already climbed over it in the last few days. Lake Stanley. An easy scree sidle under Kakapo Peak had us back on the ridgeline in no time. Dragon's Teeth through there. And that's the ridgeline we walked along on day 1. This 9-kilometre section from Lonely Lake to the southern end of the Waingaro Peaks has some of the most spectacular views in the top of the south. Absolutely stunning on a good day. We descended off the ridge to begin the sidle under the bluffs of the Waingaro Peaks. We just bypassed all of these bluffs. We now sidled under the peak over to the top of the Waingaro Peak trap. A Cobb Reservoir Peak. Civilization. After a quick lunch, we pushed on to the trail ahead at Trilobite Hut. Nearly a paved path. Good fireplace, truckloads of firewood. to have the fire exit. It's a 9-hour day, 24 kilometres. Greg managed to get a lift to his car at the dam and we arrived home around 9:30 that night. A bit footsore this arvo after a solid day's walking, but it was very enjoyable traversing the ridgetops with views to the surrounding ranges.
A long day with plenty of ridge walking, sidling across the scree slope to Kahurangi Peak, then picking up a marked trail to Waingaro Peak and then on to Fenella Hut, which took us about 5.5 hours. Then the sprint down the Cobb Valley to finish off a fantastic 5-day tramp.
I consider this a good alternative to a full traverse of the Douglas Range if transport logistics are too much of a problem. You can still tramp up to Boulder Lake from Adelaide Tarn if you want to check that out in a long day if necessary. We missed out the Lockett Range section due to poor weather, but I would recommend this to complete the circuit with some great ridge travel along the range. This route is no walk in the park. If you aren't confident in travelling over rough terrain, route finding and good at map reading, this isn't for you. For those that are, then I would definitely recommend as a great multi-day tramp above the bush line in the top of the South Island. Check out our website for hundreds of great tramping ideas.